Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 5, The Door. Now, the name, I was like, what the fuck you mean, The Door? And then, was that ending serious? One of the best scenes in Game of Thrones history. Just every week I feel like I'm saying that. The endings have been fucking incredible. But this ending, I swear, when I was watching this with my mom, and the whole army of the dead people showed up, and she's like, oh, those are the White Walkers? I'm like, no, those aren't the White Walkers. Those are the White Walkers! They were all outside of the crib, waiting to get my man Bran. What'd you think about that scene? I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, no, it was a great scene. I was sad. It's fucking Summer and then Hodor, two at once.
Some more. I combined them. Summer went down like a fucking Stark, like an idiot.
Yeah.
Could have just
Bran, go with Bran.
Yeah, just run.
I'm just gonna jump into these lights.
Jump into the ball pit of undead soldiers.
Yeah, it was cool how, like, I don't know, I guess, he wore against a young Hodor and big Hodor at the same time?
Now, that was kind of like a space-time, like, causality loop, where it's like, that happened to Hodor, but Bran wasn't born yet, but he was inside the vision of witnessing the young Stark, young Lyanna, and he wargs into a young Hodor who was trying to hold this door so the whites don't get through. So that's the origin of the name, which is incredible. They got that directly from George R.R. Martin.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess
it's pretty...
It's amazing writing.
Yeah.
Like, to think that this is a character that I won't say people mock, but he was almost like, he became a joke in Game of Thrones. He's a big Hodor.
Yeah.
But now it's like you can't even make fun of him because that was one of the most, like, emotional scenes.
He probably, like, so many times, like, a good amount of times throughout his life, he was asked to hold the door open for someone, and he was probably thinking, all right, this is it. This is
the moment.
This is the moment.
This is what I've been waiting for. Right. No, but people have been saying, like, holding open the elevator is never going to be the same. Like, it's just you just can't do it.
I don't hold the elevator for people.
Oh, chivalry is dead.
Oh, that women, man, child.
Real men hold the door. Ask Hodor.
I don't care. Yeah, if you're going to run and waste my time because you can't make an elevator, then sorry. I'm closing, I'm going up. I'll see you later.
What'd you think of Mira when she throws the spear at the White Walker?
What kind of spear was that? Was that like
that had to have been the Dragonstone. Because when the White Walker showed up in the crib and he walked up and he was like, "Where's Bran?" I'm like, "You have Dragonstone. Sam gave it to you. Use it."
Yeah.
She fucking tossed that spear like a fucking Olympian.
So there's 3 of them left, right? But Bran, way to fuck everything up for yourself, huh?
Protect Bran 2016. It's
Told
not
him,
his fault.
He's just like, don't. You're not ready yet. Don't do this.
Three-Eyed Raven, coolest death scene in the show. How sick was it when he just, like, evaporated and, like, that was so cool. And the Night's King, I guess he was able to see Bran through his visions.
He might have powers too, because I guess...
How powerful is this guy? And apparently they're invulnerable to fire, because they just walk through that fire like, are you kidding me? That doesn't affect me. Nah, but the Dragonstone does.
Yeah, Dragonglass. Dragonstone's a castle.
Right, I keep thinking, right. Thanks for the... But the Children of the Forest were really cool.
You're lucky, that's all.
The Children of the Forest, when they show the origins of the White Walker... Now, there's certain characters in fiction that I feel like the less you know about them, the more interesting they become.
Yeah.
And I always thought that about the White Walkers, that they're more terrifying because you don't know what they are. But I thought their origins were handled very good. It's a very simple explanation.
Yeah,
the men from Essos came here.
The only thing I had a question, I saw in another video, it's like, they're always talking about going against the Great Other, right? It's like he's like a god or like a devil, kind of, like opposite of the Red God. But if they were invented by the Children of the Forest, who is the Great... I always thought it would be the Night's King, the Great Other.
Well, I don't think that wasn't the Night's King on the tree. That was probably just the first White Walker, because isn't the story of the Night's King that he was part of the Night's Watch and he fell in love with the White Walker?
The show changes, it's not canon.
It's not canon, I guess, for the show, but don't you think that they can still hold out for that type of origins for the Night's King?
Yeah, but what about the White Walkers as a whole? Like, it's supposed to be the Great Other, or controlled by the Great Other. But then you find out it's the...
Well, that could have been almost like the Great Other influencing the Children of the Forest to use this type of black magic to create the White Walkers. That scene was very well done, too. That was very, like, Hitchcockian scene where it's like, it's a beautiful day out, and then you pan over, and there's this cult of these little mini freaks performing this fucking ceremony to create this monster. And it's a great dynamic between, we created this monster to stop the men who were destroying our lands. It's a lot of symbolism, real-life comparisons with us. And
I don't see it.
That didn't happen, right? No,
nothing
with Andrew Jackson. What's funny about Andrew Jackson and Harriet Tubman? Somebody was like, it's like Hitler and Anne Frank sharing the nickel. Her and Andrew Jackson sharing the 20. Slave and slave owner. But that's another video. But all the flashbacks were handled very well. Now, I guess you can't even speculate what Bran is going to do moving forward. So let's go to another great scene in this episode, Sansa and Littlefinger. Has anybody ever had Littlefinger on edge like Sansa did in last night's episode?
He knew what he was doing, I feel like.
You can't say he wasn't
you
shook.
You don't think she's like, well, she might be mad that I married her to a complete psychopath.
Which he clearly didn't know that he was a psychopath.
Littlefinger, I don't buy that for a second.
They even had the conversation where Littlefinger says to him, "How come I've never heard of you?" When he even admitted that it was a mistake.
I don't buy it. Littlefinger doesn't know about every single person that's worth noting in the realm.
Well, Ramsay, I mean, he does kind of come out of nowhere. The bastard son of Roose Bolton. Who the fuck cares?
People know about Jon Snow.
Yeah, well, Jon Snow is the son of a Stark. The Starks are, one of the most. Yeah, but the Starks are one of the most famous houses in the entire continent. I mean, how much does he really know about Jon Snow? How much would he really know about Ramsay Snow? It's not like that information is just flying around.
I'm pretty sure it caught on.
At this point, maybe.
Everyone knew Ramsay chopped off Theon's dick.
So even Euron knew. So Littlefinger purposely married her to a psychopath. That's what you're saying. You just don't want to admit that Littlefinger made a mistake. It's okay.
No, I'm just saying he's more like, he thinks everything out. He's 5 steps ahead of everybody.
This time he wasn't.
Are you kidding me?
That was actually the showrunners confirming that I'm right. Thanks, Dave and DB, my buddies. What does DB stand for? D's balls?
Please cut that out. I can't work with you.
But what was with the Varys scene? Now, that scene I thought was very interesting because it kind of indicates that he's Blackfire.
He was shook.
Yeah, but what was that about? What did you get from that scene?
That she just knows about Varys? Like, she knows. I guess it just...
Why would she say the line?
Varys has always been spectacle of magic. And like, oh, well, you guys are wrong. And for her to know something that's only personal, that only he knows, and I think he only told Tyrion, how is she going to know, So it's something where, like, there's something to this.
Well, I'm very curious to see what that voice said in the flames. I'm also... Hey, what up, Varys? Hey, you going to go bald, man. He's like, God damn it. Now, the line when she said, if you're an ally to our queen, then you have nothing to fear. I didn't take that as just like a subtle threat. I took that as Varys is a Blackfire, but whatever.
It's just not going to happen. It just can't. There's no background for that story. There's no
background for Jon and Lyanna, to tell you the truth.
Well, there is now because Bran saw it.
Oh, yeah, one episode. Yeah, right.
That's like the whole story of the fucking book.
So you can't just shove that in?
That's the whole...
You can't shove that in for the sake of me getting this prediction right? God!
I don't want it to happen solely because you think it's going to happen.
Well, then that's... You know what? That just shows who you are as a friend, that you don't support your friend's predictions. Because I've supported every one of your predictions, every time.
Yeah, because I'm mostly right. You have no other way than to support my predictions, because then you look stupid if you don't.
Oh, the Arya stuff. That was sad. Ned is probably in the grave like, damn.
I saw.
Did me dirty.
It's like, how are they get Arya to play Arya in a reenactment?
Right.
A picture of her in the crowd looking at her dad die in real life and then in the play. Looking out from the crowd.
That is funny, but it's also kind of cool how they did that.
Yeah.
It's almost like when Bran and the Three-Eyed Raven were looking down at young Ned. It's kind of like history repeating itself. Now, do you think that she's going to...
Oh, play Sansa was hot. Really hot.
Hotter than real Sansa?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. You're out of your mind.
What? I don't
Sansa,
they're both.
Her confidence is so hot now that she's like, all right, I'm the bitch in here. Not you, Khaleesi.
That's...
And what's up with this fucking... I was like, oh, Euron's here. He's going to do something cool. All he did was make dick jokes and say, oh, I'm good to give my Iron Fleet to the Khaleesi.
Theon had no response, though. He was like, give me something, Theon. It's like, give me... Even if it's like, you don't have a dick. Like one of those responses. Like,
well, I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, at least give me something like that, Theon. Don't just take it.
Yeah, well, you're stupid.
And he tries to speak up again. He goes right back to the dick joke. Theon's like, fuck.
Gallivanting.
Like, he really got me on that one. He's right. Don't have a dick.
Well, him and Yara were like, we're cutting out. We're getting the fuck out of here. Now, that's the stupidest fucking plan. Khaleesi's going to see the Iron Fleet and be like, Drogon, eat him. My ships now. That guy's going to seduce her. But I thought
These ships.
Yeah, she needs fucking ships. That's every fucking season she needs fucking ships. So we didn't see any Cersei. We didn't see no Dorne. We've yet to see any Dorne besides the first episode.
Yeah. Are you complaining that much?
No. No Bronn. That's upsetting.
Yeah.
He's done.
No, I think he's in this season, I heard.
Where'd you hear it? At the pub?
I have no idea. I could have just been making this up. But Daenerys and Jorah.
Oh wow, I forgot about that. That was sad. That was very sad. I think he might find a way to get that cure. I think he's gonna crush some leaves and rocks together and whip up something good.
Chop off his arm at this point.
I'm back, Khaleesi. Just no arm.
Ew.
Now, does she love him? She doesn't love him, right?
It's like a dad.
He's like, yeah. It's just kind of weird if your dad is in love with you.
Oh, she's fair game for him. Put him on a brand, don't bang, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, that was cool to see the way that they're setting up how they're going to try and retake the North. Nothing too interesting.
River
but,
Run.
Yeah, which is, I thought Sansa really messed up when she told Jon that she heard it from a raven. Because Littlefinger, for all we know, could have been lying to her. Blackfish could be fucking dead, and the Lannisters could be in control of...
No, but Littlefinger messed up.
Well, Littlefinger... You don't think Littlefinger messed up by marrying Sansa to Ramsay? For what purpose? Nothing was gained out of that.
I don't. How do you know? She escaped before anything could happen. I'm just saying, Littlefinger knew what he was doing. He knows whatever. He knows.
No, he even admitted that he made a mistake.
Oh no! What is he gonna tell her? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
knew he was a psychopath.
He didn't.
Joke's on you, bitch.
He didn't seem like he was trying to like make something up. He seemed like he genuinely thought he made a mistake. Like that was a moment where Littlefinger honestly seemed his most vulnerable since Cersei fucking.
He's
schooled
manipulating
him.
the viewer at home now. Not only the show, the viewer at home.
You just can't admit that Littlefinger made a mistake.
I don't
ridiculous.
like Littlefinger.
You even blame the writers in our preview for Game of Thrones. You said it was the writers' fault, not Littlefinger's, which is just ridiculous.
What did I say that?
You said it in our preview for Game of Thrones.
What?
I have it on tape. Do you want me to?
What did I say? What did I say? Today?
No. Before we go any further, I have it literally on tape.
Oh yeah, no, I said the whole Sansa storyline was stupid anyway.
All right, so
I knew I said that.
Don't back yourself into a corner here where I pull up the tape because stats is hot on the button right now.
I know. I said the storyline was stupid. It doesn't.
You can't say the storyline is stupid,
but it doesn't mean it didn't happen because it did happen. And
so how are you not going to blame Littlefinger? That makes no sense.
I'm just all I've been saying is that I don't believe that he didn't know Ramsay was a psychopath, and I think his goal was
hinted at it pretty strongly.
What?
I didn't know. I made a mistake. Talking to Ramsay, I've never heard of you.
I've heard very little about you, which makes you quite a rare thing, as lords go. I've heard very little about you. I've heard very little about you. I've heard very little about you.
Like, what more do you want? Do you want him to look at the camera, break the fourth wall? Aaron, I made a mistake. I had no idea who he was.
Yes, I think that it's just, I don't know. I just think he's too smart to do something like that.
Oh, Littlefinger's the smartest character ever. He's never made one mistake ever.
Has he this whole show yet?
Yeah, that one. Wait, you want a character that never makes mistakes? You really want a character like that?
Be efficient. Maybe
so he can never have a mistake.
Ramsay would have helped him out in some way or another.
And it didn't.
And now he has to refurbish that connection because she escaped, and he can't just say, "Yeah, I did that. Now I'm fucked." So now he's bringing aid.
I'm not saying he's
aid from the Vale, and now he's just trying to, gain trust back by giving her the information from River Run.
You're completely missing my point. I'm not saying he's not going to do any of that. I'm saying he just made a mistake.
Kind of wanted Sansa to should have just chopped his head off. No, that'd have been dumb. But
you want the death of Littlefinger, really?
No.
What do you?
I hope though, like going forward, I hope Sansa you think it's gonna be like a little feud with her and Jon, like who's gonna lead the Starks?
No.
No,
I don't see that coming from Jon. I don't think Jon cares. Jon just wants to go home.
I think Sansa, that'll be cool. Queen of the North.
Well, her confidence this season has been awesome. She's basically just a new woman. She's kind of like just putting her foot down. I've had enough of this bullshit. But that lie that she told to Jon, I think that could come back to haunt her.
Why do you think she lied?
I think she lied because I think she didn't know how he would react to knowing that she went to talk to Littlefinger on her own. I think it was just a white lie that could become one of the biggest mistakes that she's made. Because we don't know what's happening in the Riverlands. We really don't know. And Blackfish could be in the sea next to Catelyn for all we know.
Nah, he took a piss.
Oh, he got out.
What do you give the episode?
I give this episode a 10 out of 10.
Really? 9.6.
What do they have to do to get a 10 out of you? Would you give the second episode a 10?
I'll have to go back and check what I said on the review.
What a great season so far, right?
Yeah,
they really
synopsis for next week. An old foe comes back into the picture. Gilly meets Sam's family. I can do without that.
Da-da-da-da-da. Hey, Mom.
My wildling girlfriend.
It's gonna be a laughing track.
Well, wildling. Jamie
horrible.
faces off against the High Sparrow. Can't wait for that. Old foe comes back into the picture. Who
the
is
Hound.
It? The Hound.
What's your guess?
Who
could it be? If we had to speculate, Joffrey. Guess who's back?
I would say maybe old foe. Who's a foe?
The big black guy that got locked in the vault.
Maybe they do the key. I don't know. Leave your guesses in the comments, and whoever gets it right will receive a
$50 gift card to Amazon.
So be sure to subscribe and comment who you think the old foe is. Get a chance to win.
Let him go, or I will cut your wife's throat.
I'll find another. The Lannisters send their regards.